All right. If you're just joining us, just give me a minute here. I just got to post around where let everybody know we're live now. I see it's successful. Sorry, I'm just there we go. Just getting everything up here. Give me 1 second. If you're just joining in, I appreciate you guys coming to hang out. Just give me like 2 minutes here to post around in the different groups that I'm in. So I'm going to let people know we're going to be live here. And also, if you want, once you're in the chat room, let me know you're here. And once I start talking about one of the a few of the topics here, chime in. Let me know your opinion or experiences you've had with Funko and. Oop, hold on a second. I apologize. I'm just trying to get different groups here. Let everyone know we are live. And for some reason, there's got to be an easier way, but I have not figured that out yet. One day I will. But if anyone's in the chat room, give me a shout out. Let me know you're here. And then I'm going to get this started here in just a minute. And we'll talk about what is happening with Funko. Is this the end of Funko? I hear people saying, like the Beanie Babies. Everyone's kind of freaking out, like, it's the end. But I don't believe it's the end. I mean, maybe it's the end of flippers making money off of the Funkos getting in there before everybody else. Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But if you're just joining me, just give me a minute. I'm just posting in a couple different groups everywhere just to let everybody know that we are live, and I'll start talking about everything here. All right. You know what? I was just say. All right, if you're just joining us, I'm coming here. I'm just putting some stuff. I don't know why my what you call it never works. Give me a second. All right. Hello. Sorry, it takes me a few minutes. I'm trying to post around in different groups and that, just to kind of get a general. Just to get the word out that we're live and everything, and letting people know so they can join in on the conversation if you want. I actually put. Let me see. Let's see if I can do this again. I did it again. Oh, there I can actually see. Okay, good. I can see the chat. So if anyone's in the chat and they want to chime in on what I'm talking about, then definitely go ahead. But right now, give me a second here. Did you get one of those nights like you're doing stuff and it's like you just gotta, things aren't quite going the way you want by putting them, trying to share in all the different groups. It's like you're trying to share and it's just wasn't going. But let's get down to what is going on with Funko. If you've been a collector for many years like I have, or if you're just started collecting and you actually purchase Funkos from the FUNKO.com, they've been changing the way they are, how do we say it, packaging. They used to put them in separate sorters, like hard. I thought I had one sitting here. They're like a. You know what? I thought I had one sitting here, but they used to put them in separate sorters. These hard cardboard things, and they protected. Even if the box was crushed, you pretty much were guaranteed that your Funko wouldn't be crushed. And for some reason, they started going away from the single ones, and then they started putting together these ones that would hold 3 or 4, which I did complain, I'll admit it, but now I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't complain because at least those were protecting. I got this picture off the internet because I didn't get to take a picture when I first opened my box, the last Funkos I got. So I was looking around and I saw in one of the groups I hang out in a lot on Facebook, I saw someone put the picture up going, this is how Funko is sending the pops to me. And check this out. That is exactly how my pops came. They had a little bit of bubble wrap around them. And actually some of them, they wrapped them so tight, they actually crushed the pop itself because they wrapped them so tight with the bubble wrap. So the stuff that was supposed to protect them, they actually crunched the Funkos more. And I was like, oh, what the frig, you know? But this picture here sums it all up. This is exactly how my San Diego Comic-Con pops came from the Funko shop, and my Fun Day box, which, here. If you saw my other live, I showed it when I opened the Fun Day box. They put both the boxes inside a bigger box. And then I got the question. I thought, I'll get the question, they had them on the thing. As you can see, they kind of tore them into one. Oh, hold on. Got to get it right. They tore them into one corner, and they just beat the crap out of the box. It's like I can't even close it all the way because the box had crushed over where they had the bubble wrap. So, and this was the other one for my San Diego Comic-Con. You can see, I don't know if you can see that good enough with the lighting, the way the light is, but you see the crease across. I actually bent this one, the box, and damaged it. And I understand they can't control. I work at a company where we ship a lot of products, and we can't control what the mail does. Because, sometimes you see those TikTok where they destroyed. You see them whipping the boxes onto the porches and that. Some of these postal service, UPS, FedEx, all of them. I understand it, but if you package it the way you used to with the separate sorters, it would be so much easier, or so much more protective of the boxes. Now, I'm not a big stickler. Sometimes I always buy 2 pops of one character, just so in case the price does go up, I have it to trade down the road for something else I maybe want that I can't get hold of. I'm a big person. I don't like paying a lot for Funko Pops. I like paying retail, and I like just buying them just to add to my collection. That's my biggest thing. And when you order something, if the outside of the box isn't that damaged, but you open it up and inside it's messed up just because it wasn't packaged right. So my word of advice to you, Funko, if you can stop just doing this, I'll put it up again, people. If you can stop just putting it in bubble wrap like this and loose in a box and start going back to the separate single sorters, or even the sorters that held 3 at a time, at least that would be a little bit more protection than just throwing bubble wrap like this. It just doesn't help. Especially, I know some people have gotten their packages and they got maybe a couple soda Funkos in there. Well, those soda Funkos banging around in there, or a bigger Funko banging around in there, it'll just crush those, even with the bubble wrap. So my advice to you, Funko, is please try and go back to the sorters. I know you're trying to save money with everything else that's going on, but for us collectors, new and old, you know, we're paying so much money for a product. We would like it to try and come in one piece, and you can help the process by just packaging a little bit better like you used to. Now, if you just joined the chat, let me know. Say hi in that. I'm trying to see if I got something set up so I can read it over here. And I don't think it comes up unless someone messages. So if you could, give me a thumbs up or a hi. But I'm just talking about how Funko's kind of been lacking on the packaging. And I got this picture off one of my groups I'm in. I felt so bad for this person. Oh, yeah. Was that the one? Yeah. They got their one of one, the Funko you can make of yourself. And Funko, all they did was put it in this little box and then sent it. No bubble wrap or anything. And it's just, the whole box is destroyed. And this is the one of one, you know. You created a Funko of yourself. And that's where you like to keep the box, because you made the name on the box. If it's like I made one, you know, I got Bob's Pop Neighborhood on it. It's, when you do something like that, you're hoping that it's going to come in one piece. And I felt bad for that person, because that's I'm kind of worried, because I did mine and they should be coming next week. And I'm like, oh, please put a little bit more bubble wrap. Or I actually ordered a couple extra pops, so maybe they'll put it in a bigger box and put more bubble wrap around it. But yeah, Funko, if we could go back to the single sorters, I'd be so happy. One other thing. Oh, okay. I do have to say this. I showed you my question that came in with my Fun Day boxes, and the box is pretty messed up in that. I did filled out a form on Funko.com, and I got a response yesterday. It was a lot of blah, 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 sorry, and all this and that. But at the end, they said they're going to send me a replacement box for the question, and my one Fun Day box was supposed to be mascot Lumberjack, and instead I got a wolf. So I just said, hey, I figured I'd just say something. I go, hey, I didn't get the right box. I got the wolf's box instead of Lumberjack. So they actually said I had a choice. They could refund me $17.50, I think it was, or give them 1 to 2 weeks to see what overstock or stock they have left, which is really weird because it's supposed to be sold out. But a lot of people have talked that there's this missing Fun Day box for the Lumberjacks been floating around. I don't know if it's a urban legend or not. But they said if I don't want the refund, wait the 1 to 2 weeks and they'll send me whatever overstock from the Fun Day to me. So I thought to myself, man, I used to love doing Funko Roulette, trying to get the chase. And I thought, I don't want $17.50. I'll take a chance and see what they send me. Maybe I'll get lucky and get a Freddy Stormtrooper or the metallic Captain America they had extra or something. And they send me one. Most likely I'll probably get a mascot. Hopefully it's the Lumberjack one I wanted. So I do have to admit there, Funko did send a letter. It took barely a week to get a response back. And hey, at least it's a response. Most companies don't even respond to you. So I was kind of happy with that. One other thing, too, about damaging pops. I did not know this until earlier in this week. I saw it in one of my groups. Someone was complaining about these hard stacks. It's the Funko hard stacks. And they're like, you got to be careful. If you look inside it, I don't know if you can see this, but right there, it actually bubbles up. It's a little notch about this much. And if you put a Funko in there and you slide this on top and squish it down, it actually dents up into it damages the box. And I thought to myself, man, I had bought a few of these because I liked it because it was solid. They don't have the bottom that falls off. Because anybody that knows that when you got in a hard stack and you put a Funko in it, and you got your hand like this, you put the Funko in it, and the bottom comes off of it, and you go like this, you put this on, and then all of a sudden the bottom falls off, and the Funko falls out and hits the ground, and you're like, son of a bitch. Because now he's just either, it depends where if you're on carpet or something, you can lucky it's not damaged. But most times it falls on a tile floor or something, and it messes the box up pretty good. So that's why I was getting these solid. But Funko, I don't know if it's a mold problem, like you just got to go in there and flip this. But that little indent on the bottom is not good for people to protect their pops because you're damaging them. So that was my other beef with Funko, with damaging, with packaging and that. The other thing I've been seeing on different groups I'm on and some other YouTube channels that I'm part of, and the biggest news coming out is what is going on with Funko. They just announced they're going to do a 30% production reduction. I'm kind of, is it good or is it bad? I think they've been flooding the market with way too many pops. Too many lines that no one's even asking for. Like, if I offend anyone, I'm sorry, but I love the TV show when I used to watch it when it first came out was Seinfeld. And I was like, oh man, I love the show. When I saw they were coming out with pops, I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool. But I was thinking, my kids that are in their 20s, they don't even know what Seinfeld is. Now, the Friends pops, when they came out, my kids all knew what they were because they would stream it on one of the Netflix or wherever it was. But Seinfeld was one I don't think anybody was really asking for. And there's just a couple other lines out there. It just makes me like, why are we doing this? So I wonder if the 30% product reduction is going to be maybe not branching out at so many different lines. Or they're just going to stay with the money getters. A lot of the anime, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, like stuff like that would be really cool. And I also saw somewhere, I got to look it up again, but I swore they're going to do away with bobbleheads. Oh my God, I'd love that. I collect the Marvels still because I just want the Marvel guys because I got a whole Marvel section. But I really like when they're not bobbleheads. I like when the little head's hooked right in and it looks more solid. So I'm kind of thumbs up for that. If you agree with me, let me know in the chat if you're all for getting rid of the little bobbleheads. I think it was mostly just Star Wars and Marvel were the ones that were doing the bobbleheads, I think. So, because I know most of the anime I collect and DC did not have the little bobbleheads. So I do think it was just those two. So that, I give that a thumbs up. I wouldn't mind if that really does happen. The other thing is they did a 13% layoff. It's about 200 employees. And I think to myself, man, you have a hard enough time right now keeping up with orders. When, like, San Diego Comic-Con, it took a while for me to get my order, and so did the Fun Day boxes. My order came a lot later, about a week, a little over a week than most people, because most people were doing videos, and so you're going to cut your staff down. It's like, I mean, I can see why you're doing it, because they also, for the last quarter, they had a $72 million loss. That's a lot of money to lose in just one quarter. If it was a yearly thing, I'd be like, it's still a lot of money, but they got to be $1 billion company for how much they sell. And I guess for one quarter to lose $72 million, that is a lot. So that could be a reason why they let employees go in that. But I'm not sure what is really going on with Funko in that sense. I know a lot of people are saying it's going the way of the Beanie Babies, and I'm like, no, the Beanie Babies were very. They kind of hit a wall. You couldn't really make a Beanie Baby of anything else. They did the states, they did the countries, they did pretty much every animal possible. So it's like they were more restricted, where Funko has so many different outlets. I mean, you've got your anime, all the different animes. You've got Disney, Marvel, DC, any type of movies, TV shows, sports. They have all the different sports, music. I mean, they have so many different outlets to go to with people that have. They can reach more people that way because there's so many different interests. Because I know some people that just do music. They gotta get every music person that comes out, which that's cool. Like they had the ones with the album covers and everything. I thought they were cool, but they were like this big. I had nowhere to put them. I would love to have them like AC/DC and stuff like, and they had Def Leppard, Metallica. They freaking look awesome. I just don't have anywhere to put them. But I know a lot of people collect the music, so that's why I don't think Funko. I think it's going to slow down because they're going to start cutting back. But they did this during the pandemic at one point. I remember Hot Topic barely had 10 pops on their shelves for a while because they cut back, and I thought, oh man, okay, Funko's slowing down. We're going to be not as many pops on the shelf as usual. Not as big of stock. And then all of a sudden we come out of the pandemic. You go to any Hot Topic now, like I collect My Hero Academia. It used to be hard to find them when a new pop would come out. Now, when it comes out, you got like 30 to 40 of them of that one character. I see now in in Hot Topic, they have a lot of the My Hero that came out last year in clearance because they got so many. So maybe that is something Funko you should do, is just cut back the numbers of how many you're producing of certain characters. Because I know some people are all into it. They want to collect them for the money. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like that some of mine have jumped price to, my best one I got not too long ago was the 1966 Batman 18-inch. I got a really good deal at a store trading in some Funko Pops. And they had a little lower because they had a little damage in the box. And I just loved it because I wanted to put it with my other 18-inch Batman, the 1989 one. I just thought they would look cool. But I know some people collect this more for, hey, look at this. I got these high-end pops and that. So I guess if they start reducing, it'll make the pops a little bit, maybe the secondhand value or the collecting value will go up then, because there won't be, instead of 20,000 of one pop, maybe there's only 10,000 or 8,000 only. So it makes it a lot more collectible. So that's another thing, 50-50 of whether it's good or not, cutting back production. But in my opinion, I'm not a fortune reader. I'm not a psychic medium telling the future and stuff, but I don't think Funko's going anywhere. I think they're going to slow down a bit. You won't see as many as excuse me, tongue-tied. I don't think you'll see as many as you've seen over the last few years, because I remember 10 years ago or so, it was very rare to see Funkos. You see them here and there, but it wasn't overly abundant like it is nowadays. So that's one thing I don't think we have to worry about, is that Funko's going to go totally under. Because even if Funko did say they filed bankruptcy, someone will come in and grab that company because they know they can make money at it if you just manage it the right way. You know what I mean? But so that was what's going on. We did the damage. Now we did with Funko losing money, getting rid of employees, production reduction of 30% and everything. The the sky is falling and craziness out of the way. It's not that. It's not. I don't think it's as bad as some people are predicting. I'm still gonna, even if they do reduce it to barely anything. If I see something I want for my collection, I'm gonna grab it and put it. That's one thing too. People don't realize. A lot of people keep them all mint in their boxes. I have some that are in their boxes. Then I have a lot that are in glass cabinets. You don't see it right now behind me because if you're just joining, I'm on the road here in Virginia, so I kind of made a makeshift background right now on the road. But usually when I do if you look at my older videos, you'll see all my pops around me that I've collected. But I have them in the box and out of the box. So if Funko does go down, not go down completely, but go down to where they're barely producing as many, you know what? That'd be more money in my pocket because they're making so many now that I like and want to add to my collection. It seems like I'm buying 10 pops or more a month now to add to my collection. So, but the next thing, or the last thing I wanted to touch base is the NFTs. I really didn't get much into it until this last one, Stranger Things. I went all in. I bought a bunch of packs, and one of my packs I opened up, I hit a Grail. I was like, oh, I got the dragon. And then I hit one of the legendary ones. I had gotten Lucas. I wasn't too excited about that. I really wanted Will or Dustin. And I think I got like 12 packs or 13 packs. And I made out really good when I got them all open. I was at almost 90% of finishing the collection. So all I had to do was a little bit of trading. And boom, I had enough to get that royalty, the Eddie. So I was like, oh, this is exciting. I figured out how to do drop and how to move things over to Atomic Hub. And I was like, yeah. So I'm all invested in it. I was pretty excited. And then I see a lot of people in some groups I'm in been complaining that some of the NFTs aren't as cool as they should be because now Funko is coming out with common that you can buy in the store. So some people are kind of upset because the NFT they have, say it was like $160, $170. Well, if I can get something that looks almost like that for $15 or $9.99 in the store, I'd probably go that venue. So people are up in arms. That's another thing. I'm kind of 50-50 because there's some pops I really wanted, but I didn't want to pay $180 or $160. I'll give you an example. The first one I got here is the Green Lantern. The NFT's on the left. And man, I was going to try and buy it when I saw it because I didn't know what the NFT were at first. And when I saw this Green Lantern, I'm like, oh man, a Kyle Reiner. Because the only one they had of him before was in White Lantern costume. So I thought, man, I thought about trying it. I had tried trading for him, but nobody wanted to trade him. And I thought, man, do I really want to pay? I think he's 100. Don't quote me. I should have wrote it down, but I thought he's like 130 or 140, maybe even 160. I don't know. But then this Kyle Reiner on the right side came out at Target, and they look very similar enough to where I just want him for my collection to put in my glass cabinet. So I was like, he looks cool too. So I'm going to pop him out of the box. So that's where it comes in that thing of, are you going to pay the $150? Or I bought him, I think he was like $11.99 at Target. So that's kind of what I'm saying. It's screwing people up for the NFT. If they're doing all this NFT, they'll hopefully try and trade these or sell them, like flip them. It's kind of screwing them up. To me, I'm collecting, and I'm like, I go for the lower end. The other one that I thought was pretty close to is one I just got. I had traded my Lucas for the one on the left for Will NFT. And then I realized there already was a Will the Wise. I think it was from season 2 Funko Pops. And they look pretty similar. And like if I didn't get this one when I was opening trading that, I could see myself just getting the one on the right if it was cheaper. But the one on the left NFT, the price really isn't that bad. I think he's going for like $65 right now on the pop price guide. So it's kind of like, but this is what I'm talking about. People are complaining that the NFT has one like that, and this was different though. They already had the will out. So it could be the same mold, and he just tweaked his costume to make him a little more Dungeons and Dragons looking. Like, I know people are talking about the Ninja Turtles that, oh, well, they used the same exact mold for the NFT, but they made them unique. That was a thing. What people are having a problem is they have the NFT comes out, and you think it's one of a kind and unique, and then 3 months down the road, after you've spent all your money on the cards and everything, they come out another one, like the Green Lantern one I just showed you. Another example that's really going around big is the House of Dragon. This one here. These are pretty much almost the exact same pop, except the NFT, he's got his arm up with his knife down. And the one on the right that's going to be coming out soon, his arms down with a sword straight out. And the funny thing is, the one on the right, they're even offering a chance to get a glow-in-the-dark chase. So I think that one's even cooler than the left one. Because anyone that's watched my thing, I like glow-in-the-dark. So I can see people's point for that, because they just spent all this money on these House of Dragon cards. And when you're on that Atomic Hub, if you haven't done this, there's a lot of trading going on, trying to get certain things. And I can see people, they spent money on this guide, and I'm feeling like, yes, I got him in that. You know, he's kind of one, don't look like any of the other House of Dragon ones that have come out. And then at San Diego Comic-Con, they announced, hey, here's some new House of Dragon. And he looks almost exactly the same, but this one's actually going to be cooler because you can get a chase glow in the dark. And it's like, that I can see people getting PO'd at. But just in the last couple days, this next one I'm going to show, this has kind of put it over the top, and people are ready to burn the Funko stores to the ground, was this one right here, the Power Ranger pop, the Ranger Slayer. Because people just are receiving their Funkos right now, and they're NFT. They just they redeemed them a while back, and now they're just getting them in the mail. Well, Funko announced, I think it was like 2 days ago, hey, we got a PX Ranger Slayer coming out. And then on top of it, we're going to make a chase of it with a glow in the dark. People are losing their minds. Yes. Pop the lock. Yes. The House of Dragon was the biggest offender. And the second biggest offender is the Power Rangers, the Ranger Slayer. So I'm kind of on the fence, because if I don't have to spend that much money on a pop, I wouldn't mind just getting, if I was in the Power Rangers, I would definitely be like, well, I'm not getting that NFT one. I'll just wait till these come out and take my chance of getting a chase. And even if you don't get the chase will probably be maybe $50 right out of the gates. Compared to, I think the NFTs, especially for the Power Ranger, are a little bit higher price. So I can see on my side, if it was just going in my collection, like taking out of the box and setting out somewhere, I'd be kind of excited. Like, yes, I don't have to pay all that money. But it sucks for someone that's collecting these for value, or collecting in the trade down the road. And the value is just, I guarantee the value is plummeted on that one. So my advice to you, Funko, is for the NFT to keep it going, because sooner or later, people are going to get on and just be like, why am I even wasting my money? I'll just wait a few months and see if nothing comes out, then I'll try for an NFT. If something does come out, why am I going to waste all my money on these decks of cards and that if it's nothing real special? Because that's supposed to be the point of it. You're collecting these cards and trading them and doing this thing because These are supposed to be like one-of-a-kind Funko for the NFT. And I think they should really go back to like they did the Turtles, to the Ninja Turtles. You can cut cost, take a line like say you did Marvel, take the old molds of certain characters and then just make them unique. You can only get them an NFT. Make them a weird glow in the dark or just a weird like statue gold or something like you did with the Turtles. And people would love that, I think, because they'll never get those anywhere else then. And I think they'd make it people more willing to go and spend that money on those cards and everything. You know what I mean? It just, like, I love doing it for the Stranger Things, but I don't know if I'll do it now again, because if they're going to start doing this, releasing a common, especially if it's something I'm really into, I might just wait and see. So that's my advice to you. My advice to you, Funko, if I don't know if you watch my video, I know I'm not one of these big guys that get thousands and thousands of views and that, but I am a consumer that does purchase quite a bit from you. This is my advice to you. One, for the damaged pops that are happening right now, stop packaging like this. Please. Go back to the sorters, the single sorters, or even the sorters that hold 3 pops. It protects it a lot better to where there's a lot less chance of Funkos that we purchase coming in damaged, you know? So please, that's one thing. Yes, Pop the Lock, you're right, because I'd even show there's another House of Dragon where NFT one that looks exactly like a common one that Funko announced at the San Diego Comic-Con. So I feel bad for anybody that got those, and now you're seeing these commons come out. And even, like I said, the one House of Dragon, they're going to have a chase glow in the dark that I think will be cooler than the NFT one. So, but like I said, Funko, that's one thing. Work on the packaging. Go back to what you were doing with the sorters and everything. 2, like I said before, I don't know if it's a bad thing or not with the 30% production reduction. I think if you're doing that, try and concentrate on, look into the market, look into your people that are collecting and see what they're really collecting. When you're going to reduce the production, reduce some of the lines that really no one's buying. I mean, you have numbers. You let us know last quarter you lost 72 million. So try and concentrate on more what your collectors and people that love Funkos are telling you. And I say anime, keep going to different animes. Marvel and DC. Biggest thing is stop making 100 of the one character. Let's bring out some new characters. And it just makes it more of an assortment. And then third, for the NFT, try and make them very unique to where I feel like I'm getting a one. Yes, the King one. The King one's just as bad as the other one. Pop the Lock. When I saw that, I was like, oh, these poor bastards that put all this money into there. You can get the common. It looks almost a duplicate to it. For both of the House of the Dragons is the worst offender. Well, and so is the new Power Rangers, pretty bad too. So, but yeah, that's just my opinion, Funko. I don't mean to gripe so much at you. I'm just letting you know, us collectors and your consumers and that are not happy right now, and you want that 72 million loss to go to become more of a profit. So, open your ears and listen to us. We're letting you know. I see it all over the place. Everybody talking. Yeah, I'm the same way. Pop Lock. I did the Stranger Things. I went all in, and I am worried they're gonna release the Dungeon Dragon Stranger Things that I got. Common ones or something. But I'm hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, they won't. So, but all right. I appreciate everyone coming out and hanging out with me tonight. It was fun. And if you're shy to, comment in the chat, let me know down in the comments below anything you agree with, or maybe anything I missed. Let your opinion be heard, because the more of us speak up, and I don't mean screaming and swearing and yelling at Funko, but just speak up and let our opinion be known. Funko should listen, because when you lose $72 million in just one quarter, you're going to start listening to the people that are buying and try and appease them and get the product out that we want to buy, So you guys all have an awesome one, and I will see you next time I'll see you actually next Thursday. I'm going to be live again at 8 p.m. and we're going to talk about, I'm hoping to get my Pop Yourself, be able to show them off and talk about it. So I will see you guys next Thursday at 8 p.m. and I'll see you next time in the Pop neighborhood. See you later, guys.